Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name's Nicole and today we are here for my July TBR. So exciting! Well, good morning or good evening everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your day. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it. And while you're there, don't forget to hit that like button as well. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. And if you've yet to subscribe, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And thank you everybody for taking some time out of your day while I prattle on about the books that I'm excited about. All right. I am here for my July TBR, as I said. So basically I have quite a few book group reads and / buddy reads going on. I have the normal books off my shelf, so you can see a couple of holes here and then a couple of holes down here that you can't see as well. And excuse me for a moment. So yeah, excuse me, I'm croaky voice this morning to grab my cuppa, but I am super excited. I'm going to be finishing up a series. I'm going to be making my way through a couple more series. I've got a reread this month. I have stuff that I got from some books that I got from a secondhand book haul that I'm doing, and I'm also reading some more books out of the Book Grocer box. So yeah, so the Book Grocer box, for those that don't know, this is not sponsored, just putting that out there. It's not sponsored, but I love getting the Book Grocer boxes. So at the end of last year, I got a heap of them. I got a true crime, a women's fiction, what else did I get? Craft one. I got their Christmas Advent one. Super, really good books that I've got out. I think I've only had one or two that I've DNF'd and I didn't really like. So that's not too bad considering I got close to 100 books over a few month period. And I have been slowly getting through them, and I've read a lot last year as well from the boxes, and some of them I'm going to do rereads again and all the rest of it. But anyway, I digress. Most of the books that I have on my shelf behind me, especially up here, are new releases and ones that I got out of the Book Grocer box. So I try to take at least 4 of them off the bookshelf each month, and so that's really exciting. I've actually pulled 3 off the shelf this time, and just double checking my notes here. Yeah, 3 off the shelf this time. So I didn't do the 4, but I do have 2 that I got from the secondhand book haul back in March. All right, I've prattled on enough. You're here to see the books. I'm not going to go into super detail about them because you'll see them in my wrap-up videos. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to be reading, what my group reads are, what my expectations of the reading month is going to be, and let's get into it. Hi everybody, just need to pop in. This is Editing Nicole. I just realized that I forgot to mention in my TBR that some of the books were actually put into the Big Book Summer Winter Challenge video that I put up at the beginning of the week, so you will be seeing a couple of these repeats, so I do apologize for that. All right, so I'm going to start with Dusty Book Sniffers group reads, and I've got 3 different books happening over there this month. We actually are continuing on with the Wheel of Time series, so we'll be starting book 2 for those that are joining along. There's actually no time schedule. I have myself on a time schedule because there's just so many things to read and I just want to get them read. They're on my shelf. So I'll be starting book 2, and there's 15 books in this, so you're probably going to see a Wheel of Time book pop up every now and again. I'm so far enjoying book 1, so I'm pretty happy about that. I am also going to be continuing on with the Robin Hobb. I don't know why I keep saying Hod. I don't know. Robin Hobb. I'm going to continue on with that. This is in the Farseer trilogy, and it is book 2, Royal Assassin. So I'm excited to get that started and move on with that one. And the next one that I'm going to read, I don't actually have a physical copy for this one. So this one is the winner of the Women's Prize for Fiction for 2022, and it is called the Book of Form and Emptiness by Ruth Ozeki, and yes, so she won. That was announced last week, and so I decided that I want to read it, and I actually have this one on audiobook, so I'm not 100% sure if it is actually going to appear on my bookshelf or not, but I will review it once I have and give my thoughts. And I've actually quite enjoyed this year following along, and you know, getting the long list and the short list, and then, you know, eventually having the winner. So I'm going to do that again next year. This time though, I will be a little bit further along in my Booktube journey, so I will probably document the books that I'm going to read for that, because there's usually around 16, I think, on the long list, and once that long list is put out, I actually want to get all those books and dive into some reading for that time. All right, the next group read that I'm going to be doing is a reread for me, and it is with MJ over at Reading This Life. I will leave a link down to her channel so you can head on over and check out what her details are and all the rest of it. She also has a book of the month book club type thing where we do group reads, and I did what was last month's? It was this month's. It was Project Hail Mary I did. So yeah, and you can see that review from a couple of weeks ago, but this one here is called The Invisible Life of Ali LaRue. So I listened to this on audiobook, and it was a recommendation by my husband and my daughter. Both said that I should listen to it. So I listened to it, and I really enjoyed the audiobook, but this time I'm actually going to do the physical read of it, and see if I get a little bit more out of the book. Like, I really enjoyed the story, and it is really well written, in my opinion. I do like this author. I've got a number of her books on there. So yeah, V.E. Schwab her name is, and I've got a number of books of hers on audio as well. And Neil Gaiman put a sticky that you can't remove, joyous. So yeah, I'm looking forward to rereading that one. All right, the next group reads I've got a couple of ones that are still moving along with my group, which is Gone with the Wind. That's still cruising along. But I have been doing some classic reading with Read Fine Books. I will link her channel up down below. And we actually are this month going to be, I've got my notes here, we are going to be reading Silas Mariner? I think is how you pronounce it. This relatively short book, but yeah, I don't have a physical copy of that. It is on the way, and so that's what the cover looks like. Well, I'm hoping that's the cover that I get in the mail, because a couple of times I've ordered books and I've got a different cover, so we'll see how we go. But that is what I'm going to be reading in the first part, maybe, or the second part. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. I'm going to try and get to all my group reads pretty much in the first half of the month. And the other one that we're reading for the month, because they're relatively small books, is a Frankenstein, and just look at that cover. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? That's the spine, and that's the back. There's an annoying sticker on it, but they come off pretty quick. This only come in the mail on Friday. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading that, and this is the cloth bounds that I am super excited to have on my bookshelf, because they're gorgeous. And inside the cover you got like lightning bolts, and they're the print's reasonably a good size, and they come with their own bookmark. Anybody that knows about these knows that these come with their own ribbon bookmark, so that is good. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading that. I did start this, I think, when I was a kid. I started reading it, but I think I only read like one chapter, so it's a relatively new, it's a new read for me. So yeah, so I'm super excited to have that one. All right, and I will be also continuing on this stonker that I started in June at the beginning. We have Middlemarch by George Eliot. So I am not too far in, as you can see. I'm about 123 pages. I will probably make some more progress this week with any luck. So I'm hoping that I have read a lot more of this before this video comes out, so I'm pre-recording this because I already know what I'm reading. So yeah, but it's a stonker. So you would have noticed that I have quite a number of stonkers on the go, and let's just put that. And I'm also still reading Pickwick Papers, although I'm really close to a finish on that one. All right, so the three books those three books there. This one here has let me just see, it's huge. It has 698 pages in it. The Robin Hood one has 648 pages in it, so let's say 1400. And this one has 851 pages in it, but this one actually has quite a number, a bit more detail in it. This issue, this publication of this one, it's got some footnotes in it. It's got some further reading and suggested reading as well. So yeah, excited about that one. All right, so the next ones that I'm going to be reading are pretty much off my shelf and or I'm finishing a series. So I'm going to read the last book in the Curse Breaker series, excuse me, and hopefully get that out of the way. That is the plan. The next one I'm going to be reading is The Memoirs of a Geisha. I have wanted to read this for quite some time. This is a secondhand book that I got from my secondhand book haul back in March, so I'm excited to read that. So I'm trying to incorporate it's still off my shelf, but I'm trying to incorporate more of those that I got, so I don't have so many when I get back to it next year. I want to have them all read so I can get some more. So I'm looking forward. I've wanted to read this for such a long time, and I've heard so many good things about it from friends and everything, saying, oh, you should read it. So you know, hey, I'm late to the party, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm looking forward to actually reading this, and I also have it on audiobook on Scribe. Excuse me. So I can do some immersive reading. That always makes for a more focused and quick read. The next one is from the same book haul, and it is an Alice Hoffman book, and it is Here on Earth. I haven't read this before, as I said, it's a secondhand from the secondhand book sale, and I'm looking forward to it. So I will dive further into that in my wrap-ups. Okay, so the next three are all from the Book Grocer box. The first one is Geisha at Last. I haven't looked at any reviews, what it's about or anything like that. And that was the main reason that I got the Book Grocer box, because I wasn't choosing the books, so I wasn't being selective, and I'm just getting books sent to me, and it just takes the whole of trying to find books to read, and it's really pushing me out of my comfort zone. And it really fits with my style of reading, which is very eclectic. So, if it's got pages, I'm reading it, basically. So I'm looking forward to reading this. There's not really much on here. Geisha at Last blazes a brilliant new trail, a captivating romance set in the Muslim community, brimming words with humour and heart, is one of the little blurbs on the back. And it is a cross-culture pleasure, a romp, a witty Muslim salute to Pride and Prejudice. So yeah, I wasn't a great fan of Pride and Prejudice, but I have read books that have been inspired by that story, and I do like those because I guess they're a little bit more modern. That maybe I just struggled with the writing of it. Maybe it wasn't the story that. Maybe I should do a reread. Leave a comment down below and tell me if I should do a reread, because I wasn't a huge fan of Jane Austen stuff, except for Northanger Abbey and Persuasion. I really liked those two novels, but I didn't like Pride and Prejudice. Unpopular opinion coming. I didn't really gel with Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, and I hated Emma. Emma was great. I was going through a bit of an insomniac stage there where I wasn't really sleeping or having trouble keeping asleep. I pick up Emma and be asleep in 5 minutes. I never finished it. I DNF'd it in the end. The next, I'm terrible. But it's just my opinion. I'm not saying she's a crummy writer. I just didn't gel with those books. The next one is Just My Luck by Adele Parks. Again, this came out of the Book Grocer one, and so I don't know what it's about. I try not to really read them. I will just look at the little blurbs that authors or reviewers have put on the back. I don't generally read the synopsis, and I go into it pretty blind. I also have this on audio on Scribe as well, so I'll probably do this on a Sunday with some immersion reading, because that always makes me super focused or hyper focused, and I get the books done pretty quickly. And the next one is called The Machine by James Smythe, and this one, it says on the back, part Twilight Zone, a book about memory, about the impossibility of making the future match the past and the danger of following the desire too far. So I'm assuming it may be a sci-fi. I'm not too sure. So stay tuned to find out what it is. Because it's only just got blurbs on the back from authors and stuff like that. So, and I've not heard of any of these authors that are on here. Oh, Matt Haig I have. And he's the one that put a book about memory, about the impossibility of making the future match the past and the dangers of following that desire too far. So he's put that. And then Nikesh Shakula, he is the author of Coconut Unlimited, and he's got on here, it is part Twilight Zone, part Ian Banks. Smoth has confirmed he is a versatile and brilliant writer, and I've never read anything by him before, so there will be extensive notes taken on this one. It's interesting cover on that. But that is my July TBR. I'm not adding anything else to. Oh, there's one other one that I do have, which is just a personal read for me, because I have finished I will be finishing the Pickwick Papers, and hopefully by this time this video goes out, the Pickwick Papers would have been done and dusted and gone off my reading list. I will be starting the next book in chronological order for the Charles Dickens that I'm doing, reading all his catalogue. Is Oliver Twist is his next book that I'll be reading. So I thought I had it on my bookshelf, but I don't. So I don't know where that went. I had a very, 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 very vintage copy that I think was published in 1901, so I will have to go hunting for that and see if my daughter hasn't snaffled that up onto her bookshelf. So, but I do have a cloth bound cover one coming, because I sort of collect those sort of things. I get really old books and stuff like that. I don't have too much of a collection anymore because I lost a lot to floods, and we had a mouse plague and lost a lot of books, so where we lived out in the bush. So yeah, that happens sometimes. You get that in these bigger jobs. But anyway, that is it for me today. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you're planning on reading in the month of July. Are you joining along in any readathons or anything like that? You can leave them down below, because I might be interested in those. And yeah, make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you like the video, and if you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it to all notifications, and then that way you are not going to miss out on any of my future posts, and I will see you all again next time. Bye for now.